He didn't wake up planning to ruin his life. There was no dramatic moment, no reckless gamble, no criminal intent, just a decision that felt reasonable. A decision that thousands of people make every single day, and one that slowly erased everything he had built. This is the story of how patience turned into pressure, how confidence turned into silence, and how one decision quietly changed everything. At 34 years old, Michael had what most people would call a stable life. Not impressive, not luxurious, but stable. He had a decent job in operations management, nothing glamorous but consistent, a salary that arrived every month without surprises. He lived modestly, rented a small apartment, drove an old car that had been paid off years ago, and most importantly, he had savings. Not inherited money, not lucky money, money earned slowly, over time, by saying no when others said yes, by skipping vacations, by working late, by choosing security over excitement. For more than 10 years, Michael did everything right. But stability has a quiet enemy: time. As the years passed, Michael started noticing something uncomfortable. His savings weren't growing. They were just sitting there. Inflation was rising. Prices were climbing. And his money felt smaller every year. He wasn't desperate, but he was uneasy. He didn't want to get rich. He just wanted his money to keep its value. So he started reading articles, blogs, forums, mostly at night, after work, scrolling quietly while the rest of the world slept. That's when he discovered the idea that would change everything. Your money should work for you. The phrase appeared everywhere. It sounded intelligent, responsible, almost obvious. Michael didn't rush into anything. He wasn't impulsive. He researched for months. Low-risk investments, passive income, diversification. He learned the vocabulary, returns, assets, exposure, and eventually, one opportunity stood out. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't aggressive. It was presented as conservative, safe, boring even, which made it perfect. The investment was structured around private lending, short-term loans, backed by contracts, supposedly protected by legal safeguards. The promised returns were modest, not exciting, not suspicious, just enough to make sense. What convinced Michael wasn't the numbers, it was the people. Others had already invested. Normal people, professionals, people who sounded careful, just like him. And one of them was someone he trusted. That trust mattered more than any document, because when doubt appeared, it disappeared just as quickly. Whenever something felt unclear, there was always an explanation, always a reason, always a reassurance. And Michael told himself something dangerous. If this were risky, I would have noticed by now. So he made the decision. Not all at once, not recklessly, but deliberately. He transferred a significant portion of his savings, not everything, just enough to feel smart. At first, nothing went wrong. In fact, everything looked exactly as promised. Monthly updates arrived on time. Small returns were credited. Statements looked professional. Michael felt relief, not excitement. Relief. He had finally done something responsible with his money. And for the first time in years, he stopped checking his bank account so often. Months passed. Then one update arrived late, just a few days. No big deal. The explanation was reasonable. Administrative delay. Technical issue. Michael accepted it, because he wanted to. Then the next update came later than usual. The wording changed. Less detail, more general language. Still polite, still calm, but different. And that's when the discomfort started. Not fear, just a quiet tension. Michael noticed himself thinking about it more often. at work, during dinner, before sleeping. He checked his email more frequently. He reread the documents. Everything looked fine, on paper. So he did what most people do when uncertainty appears. He waited. He didn't want to overreact. He didn't want to seem paranoid. And that hesitation was the second decision. Then the communication slowed down. Emails were answered, but shorter, less specific. Timelines became vague, promises became conditional, and eventually, one message didn't receive a reply. Then another. Then another. Silence. That silence lasted longer than it should have. Michael tried to stay rational. He told himself that businesses have delays, that problems happen, that panic never helps. But deep down, he knew something was wrong. By the time he fully accepted it, the structure had collapsed. The company was gone. The contacts were unreachable. The legal protections he believed in were meaningless in practice. And the money was never coming back. The loss wasn't instant. It unfolded slowly. First denial, then confusion, then a heavy realization. Michael didn't lose everything, but he lost enough to change his future. Years of discipline, years of restraint, years of saying no, gone, not because of greed, but because of trust. The hardest part wasn't the money, it was the mental shift, the way he now questioned every decision, the way security felt fragile, the way silence felt louder than noise. Michael replayed the moment of the decision again and again, trying to find the exact point where things went wrong. But there was no single mistake, just a series of reasonable choices that added up to the wrong outcome. The real lesson wasn't about investing, it was about assumptions, about believing that careful people don't make costly mistakes, about trusting systems simply because they look professional, about ignoring discomfort because it doesn't come with proof. Most life-changing decisions don't feel dangerous in the moment. They feel logical. They feel calm. They feel safe. Michael's story isn't rare. It's quiet, unremarkable. And that's what makes it dangerous, because it could happen to anyone who believes that caution is protection. Sometimes the price of one decision isn't paid immediately. Sometimes it's collected slowly, silently, over time. One decision can change everything, and the cost isn't always visible at first. If you want to understand the hidden price of choices, subscribe. More stories coming.